but Kuminga is that lob threat. Kuminga is that guy that he could be that JaVale McGee for them. But I knew he was athletic. I didn't know he was that skilled. He's very skilled for us creating to be able to drive and get to the paint, finishing right and left hand, dunking the ball, finish.
Here's Jonathan Kuminga, coming off a Saric screen. Now, as he turns the corner, JK just glides through the air, as if we're witnessing the second coming of Michael Jordan. Now, a couple of possessions later, he puts Taurean Prince in the weight room by bulldozing his way inside for an and one. Then, by the third quarter, he gobbles up Max Christie with an insane chase down block. And to put this one to bed, here's how Kuminga ended that night to send out a strong message.
You see Garuba play D. Davis on the run out, the lob to Kuminga!
In just his first preseason game, Jonathan Kuminga put everyone on notice as he dominated the Lakers on both ends of the floor. And following the game, JK had back-to-back monster games by scoring 26 against the Lakers on their home floor, dropping 26 once again versus Sacramento. And what's mind-blowing about this is that he shot 54.5% on the field in those 3 games, while knocking down 47.1% of his shots from the three-point distance. If this trend serves as an indication of sorts of what's about to come, then we can safely say that Jonathan Kuminga is going to be unleashed next season. And I hate to admit it, but this is nothing but bad news for the rest of the league. I mean, check out what he did here in this play.
Thompson, Pajemski, one more to the corner, Kuminga for 3.
So here's Klay penetrating inside the lane, and when he sucked the defense, he kicked it out to Potts, who then swung it to Kuminga in the corner. With no one around, Kuminga sets his feet and knocks down his wide open tray without hesitation. See, JK is not really known as a great shooter, but that seems to be no longer the case this season, as he now has the confidence to knock down shots from beyond the arc. Look here. You can see that Vanderbilt is daring Kuminga to shoot with the way he's sagging off on him. And since that's what he wants, JK steps in and makes him pay.
The Warriors had an 18-point lead. Lakers have trimmed it to 11. Kuminga, the open 3.
And if you play him tight, Kuminga will not hesitate to pull the trigger on you the moment he sees just a little bit of daylight. JK just shot 37% last year overall from 3, while shooting 37.3% and 43.8% in catch and shoot and pull-up situations respectively. But in those 3 preseason games, as I mentioned earlier, Kuminga shot 47.1% on average, which has already surpassed his 3-point performance from last season. And although the sample size isn't that big, we can pretty much say that Kuminga is trending in the right direction when it comes to his outside shooting. Now, aside from causing damage from range, Kuminga also showed some major improvement in his strength as he made a couple of power plays in those 3 offseason games.
Here in Sacramento, he's weighed 226 pounds on the nose.
I mean, after Fox poked the ball here, Kuminga went into full attack mode as he just bumped Fox out of the picture before laying it in. Now, in this post play, look at how Kuminga just muscles his way inside against the much smaller defender for an easy deuce. And if they decide to cover him from up top, Kuminga has the quick first step to blow by his defender. And when he gets stopped in his tracks, he can do a counterspin to elude the defense and finish all the way through. Well, speaking of his explosiveness, JK once again showed glimpses of his elite athleticism during the preseason. And there were moments when he just wowed the crowd with his electrifying rim attacks.
Point guard spot. Local product, Kuminga.
I mean, noticing the mismatch here against Alex Len, JK just turned on his afterburners as he blew by the big man in a heartbeat, while leaving Len with 0 chance of catching up. Now, with LeBron staring daggers at him, JK didn't fold as he crossed him up and just exploded all the way to the cup with his thunderous jam. And if one dunk isn't enough, check out how Kuminga escapes here off a backdoor cut before punching it down with authority. Anyway, JK's greatest strengths has always been his freakish athleticism, and during fast breaks and open court situations, he would often rely on his insane hops and blurring speed to secure the bucket. Look at this one. As JK crosses the midcourt, he suddenly changes gears to catch the defense on his heels as he races to the cup with no one daring to stop him. And in this downhill drive, look at how Kuminga used his speed to get into the lane. Then when he got bumped, JK used his upper body strength to finish it despite the contact. Now in this trail job, GP2 is completely aware that JK is lagging behind, and so he just dished it off back to JK, and Kuminga just took care of the rest as he floated in the air to lay it in. Based on the previous clips that you just saw, it looks like Kuminga is gonna have a breakout season, cause apart from passing the eye test, he also racked up solid numbers to back it all up. This is scary news if you're the team that will be going up against the Dubs, because Jonathan Kuminga is just one problem, and you still have Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Wiggins to deal with. Not to mention that they have a point guard in their midst that you also need to take care of and keep an eye on. Well, speaking of CP3, I think Chris Paul will help Kuminga to achieve his true potential, because we've seen him groom guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and DeAndre Ayton to become legit star players in no time. Plus, it's also going to be a treat to see CP3 throw alley-oops to JK whenever they get to play together in the second unit, as if we're going to witness the resurgence of Lob City all over again. Anyway, with the way Kuminga has dominated this offseason for the Warriors, I think we can now safely assume that he'll be getting more minutes compared to what he's been getting in the previous seasons. I mean, if we're going to pull up the stats here real quick once again, you can see that JK is about to go nuclear in the upcoming season. See, he had 24-8 and 4 in the opener. Then at the Lakers' home court, Kuminga amped his performance to 26 points on 75% shooting from the field. And finally against the Kings, JK tallied 26 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, and 1 steal to cap off this 3-game slate. Now, you might say that the reason why Kuminga has these kinds of numbers is that teams aren't taking these games seriously because this is just the preseason. Well, this could be true, but on the flip side, there's no denying the improvements that Jonathan Kuminga has made on both ends of the floor, as evidenced by the highlight clips you saw earlier. And even if he is unable to reproduce these types of numbers, for some reason, when the real season kicks in, I'm pretty sure that JK will create a huge impact in some form or way, because there's just no way you're holding down this kid anymore, after 3 long years of patiently waiting for his opportunity to shine.